It's actress Jona Xiao. You can catch Hightown season 2 on Starz worldwide. Squid Game. Venom. I really enjoyed it. I didn't actually watch the first one, and I didn't realize this was a sequel, but I felt like it was really self-contained and it was fun and interesting and had great action sequences. I was pleasantly surprised. Lucy Liu. I loved it. It was hilarious and the action was really creative, and the characters and Aquafina, who I worked with on Raya and the Last Dragon, is just so dynamic and hilarious and really fun to watch, and the whole cast was amazing. I was so thrilled to see that. I remember just each time, like whether it's Crazy Rich Asians or Shang-Chi, I'd be at a screening and I'm like, oh, please let this be good. You know, just a little nervous and really excited because I know the impact it's going to have on whether the industry really trusts Asians to lead a big movie like that. And I feel like time and time again, we've proven that yes, us Asians can. And so do I think Asian representation has improved? Yes. Is it all the way there? No. It's a work in progress for sure. You know, growing up, a lot of, you know, I had Lucy Liu, and I remember having, my dad and I would have these fights about whether I should be an actress, and I wanted to be an actor. And he was like, look, Jona, like maybe if you were white, then maybe I could support it. But there's really no like Asians on TV and in movies. And I was like, but Dad, there's Lucy Liu. I'd break down in tears, you know, because there wasn't many. She wasn't the only one, but there wasn't a lot. And so to get to see, you know, such a big Marvel film led by primarily Asian talent, you know, it definitely was an amazing moment. Really grateful to represent the US last year on Team USA as a quarterback. It was a huge honor. I think for me, I love inspiring women to step outside what we get told are our boundaries sometimes. You know, growing up, I would get made fun of for like getting good grades in school. I had a friend, and he was a friend of mine, who would be like, oh, do you just like sleep, eat, and breathe education? Is that all you do? I'm like, okay, sure, I care about getting good grades, but you know, there's more to me. I have other interests and hobbies like sports, you know? So I think I love being part of the process of breaking some of those perceived ceilings. And so I think sports is one great avenue to do that. And I've played in men's leagues, I've played co-ed, and it's always this like uphill battle, but it's a really great challenge. And I put a lot of pressure on myself sometimes to do well, because I know I feel like my gender and my ethnicity is being judged by my performance, which is not fair, but I know that that is a reality. So Daisy is a stripper at Xavier's. So she works for Renee and Frankie, and she's also a mother. So her big motivation is her young kid, her daughter. So you see a woman who's often caught between a rock and a hard place. And because she's dating Luis Guzman's character, Jorge, she stirs up some trouble. She gets mixed up in some trouble and causes some issues for our beloved leads in Hightown. I loved season 1. Like, I binge watched it and I got so invested. I remember sitting on my bed, like watching like the later episodes, and like I was like crying and like yelling at the TV because it's such a great show filled with like fiercely flawed characters that just feel so real. And for me, I have a personal history with addiction, and so getting to see a show that doesn't shy away from those hard-hitting topics of addiction, recovery, the possibility of redemption, I think is really incredible. So I'm really grateful to be part of the show in season 2. So this was one of the most challenging roles I've ever taken on as an actor. I don't wear heels very often, so I remember just like even just practicing in heels and watching YouTube videos and going to strip clubs and talking to strippers and really understanding that world and what it's really like to be a stripper, because it's grueling and it's tough. It's very physically, emotionally, mentally challenging. And then in terms of the other physical prep, because it was during COVID, production hired a coach to work with me on lap dancing. So we were in the park by my place, where I had to practice lap dancing on a giant plush teddy bear in the middle of the park, all in my bikini while people are walking about. I was like, wow, this is an interesting experience, but it was so much fun. I had a blast. So yeah, there was like physical, mental, emotional prep, all that fun stuff to bring Daisy to life. Stranger came up to us and he was like, hey, like, I'm happy to volunteer to sit if you want to practice on me. And I was like, thank you, but no thank you. Teddy bear's great. So I started CareerActivate many years ago to help actors master the business side of the industry, because it's a side that I was scammed. Acting was such an expensive hobby of mine for so many years because I just didn't know what I was doing when it came to the business side of things. So we provide free resources, classes, mentorship to actors to help them get great representation, book great work, and have a really strong community of actors that's there to support them. So there's a lot of free resources at careeractivate.com.